It's hard to believe that Baltic started their watch journey on Kickstarter in 2017. 7 years down the line, and they are quickly establishing themselves as a brand to be taken very seriously. At the heart of what they do is produce watches that give us a chance to relive or experience true vintage style with a modern twist. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ricardo Hawks. If you are new here, we talk about watches and nothing else really. I first reviewed the Baltic MR01 not too long ago and was really impressed about how much watch you are actually getting for the money. When it comes to dive watches though, I am willing to be more critical because they are my favourite type of watch, and making a good affordable diver isn't easy. This is the Baltic Aquascaphe diver in bronze. The first thing to note about this watch is it isn't made out of the conventional bronze we know when we talk about bronze watches. The material used here is CuAl8, which means instead of copper and tin, we have copper and aluminium. The aluminium helps to prevent the more green bronze patina that other watches can develop. Your watch will still patina, it just won't be as green. I found this really interesting because although it does sound positive, I wonder if some people will actually dislike this. I mean, there's got to be people out there that like the green patina and buy a watch specifically for the green patina that develops over time. The patina will also be more uniform, meaning it will develop consistently all over. CuAl8 is also more corrosion resistant, meaning it's more durable for diving and everyday life. The true high point of this watch is the finishing. The bezel inherits deep industrial grooves, which provide excellent grip and also look very nice. And on this note, it makes me frustrated when you have watches like the Omega Seamaster, where if you've got the smallest bit of oil or grease on your hands, it'll be near impossible to turn the bezel. And then you have a watch like this watch, the Aquascaphe, where functionally the bezel just works as intended. The recessed markers on the bezel add to the premium feel, and the rotational action is very good. When looking at the case in general, there is an obvious omittance of polishing. The entire case is brushed to enhance that bronze feeling for the wearer. The name of this dial Baltic have given is Blue Gilt. It's a deep blue colour that demonstrates the gorgeous sunray effect in different lighting. In darker light, however, it will appear less obvious. This reminds me of the Orient Komatsu, which is known for having a deep, rich dial colour that only really comes out when you shine enough light on it. It's not very often I actually praise a crown on a watch, because they are simply just there as a functional aspect. In luxury watches, brands will focus on everything, which means the crowns are very good anyway. However, this must be one of the nicest crowns I've ever seen on a watch for this price. The depth of the engraved B for Baltic is satisfying and surrounded by a really unique textured finish. Just outside of that is a raised polished rim to match the aesthetic of the B. The outer edge of the crown has deep grooves for proper grip, and all of this adds up to a really nice crown that you really do appreciate on a watch at this price. This watch has a 200-meter water resistance, which is standard if you're going to call your watch a dive watch. It will be suitable for any diver, and at this depth rating, the watch is pretty much immune to water. Just don't forget to screw that crown all the way in. The Aquascaphe has a domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. If you look carefully, the inner area of the glass looks like it's dipping towards the centre, creating a rather funky sunken look, which really helps to add to the vintage feel. The glass protrudes out, but not too much, just enough to satisfy the wearer without adding too much to the overall thickness. Inside the Aquascaphe is the Miyota 9039. This is an automatic movement which offers -10 to +30 seconds per day on average. One thing I've noticed about this watch is if you want the blue or black dial version, you'll get that lovely bronze bezel with it. However, if you want the brown gradient dial, which in my opinion is one of the nicest, you'll only get a black bezel. Now this is obviously a design choice, and perhaps the bronze bezel doesn't look as good on the brown dialed version, but I'm not so sure. I for one think that the brown dialed version should also have the bronze bezel as an option as well. Another thing is this strap. I have always preferred straps that match the material of the watch. I really would have loved a bronze bracelet as an option here, much like the Tudor Black Bay bronze, for example. Now, Baltic may be thinking the modern user doesn't want patina all over his or her wrist. However, I would like to be the one that decides that. I also have to believe that some bronze watch enthusiasts buy these watches solely for the purpose of having the patina. There was a chance it's more of a cost thing and it may not have been financially viable for Baltic. But if so, this is a challenge they should definitely consider tackling. The strap design is also personally not for me, and I would have preferred something a bit more conventional. However, I respect Baltic's approach to trying to implement something a bit different. At $685 and knowing what I know about Baltic, I think this is a really impressive watch for the price. This is a gorgeous watch, yes, and the dial options are all amazing. However, what really stood out for me here is the build quality. This feels like a watch that will stay in the collection for a long time, simply because it's solid, durable and functional. Just give us a bronze bracelet, please, Baltic. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe because that really does help me, and I will see you next time.